Hey guys, this is a Never-Ending Reader and I'm Brittany and welcome to my massive book outlet haul. So I think I have like nearly 30 books that I ordered, so the synopsises are going to be really short if I know them at all. Some of these are just like cover buys, so let's get started. The first book that I picked up was Counting by Sevens by Holly Goldberg Sloan. My light is like washing this out, but I picked this up because I heard that it dealt with like mental illness, and then I literally immediately like put it in my cart because that's something that I would like to read more about this year, and so I am super excited to get to this hopefully soon. I also picked up This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. I have never read anything by Emma Mills, but I think it was Julie from Pages and Pens that always is recommending her books. I do own Foolish Hearts, I think somewhere back there. I got it in an Outcry and I never read it, which is like the story of my life. But yeah, I picked this up. I like literally am crazy about the cover, and I'm hoping to have like an Emma Mills month where I just read like all of her stuff, and hopefully I really enjoy it because I know a lot of people do. I also picked up The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I believe this deals with rape, so trigger warning for that for sure, and I think this character is like dealing with the grief of that, so this should be interesting. I hate when they come with these little stickers, but it's fine, I'm over it. Whatever, it was a cheap book, but yeah, I am excited to read this. I think it'll be probably really hard-hitting and like leave me in my feels, and that is kind of exactly what I am looking for in a contemporary book. I also picked up The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. This is a fantasy book, and I think it's about like a young princess who has to overthrow like an evil queen. I think it might be her stepmother that's the evil queen, so this might be a retelling of something. I am not entirely sure, but I really like the cover and I can't resist a cheap fantasy. I also picked up Horns by Joe Hill. I believe that Joe Hill is the son of Stephen King. Correct me if I'm wrong, but all that I know about this is that it is a supernatural thriller, and it is about a man who like wakes up one day and he has grown horns. So that seems pretty interesting. I do love a supernatural thriller, and if this is Stephen King's son, like I believe it is, that should be pretty interesting to like measure them, like compare them against each other, which I normally like wouldn't want to do, but I feel like they write kind of the same genre, so we will see how this goes. I also picked up God's Grave by Jay Kristoff. This is book 2 in the Nevernight series, the first book being Nevernight, which I read and I absolutely loved. This follows our main character Mia, and like literally all you need to know about this is 1, it is a fantasy, and 2, Mia is like one of the most badass characters of all time. I absolutely adored the first book, so I am super excited to get into this one immediately. I also grabbed Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. I read Starry Eyes last month and I was like so shook because I really loved it. I don't normally love contemporary like ever under any circumstance, but Jen Bennett's writing was just like really, it jived with me honestly, so I wanted to pick this one up. I don't actually know much about the plot. I think it's about a girl who has like an online crush, but he like lives far away, and so she eventually like moves into the town where he lives, and there's like some sort of love triangle, and I don't know. I picked it up because I loved her writing in Starry Eyes, and I plan on reading literally anything I can by her. I also picked up All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I've never read anything by Colleen Hoover, but I'm pretty sure she's like a pretty popular author. The reason why I haven't read anything by her is because they're all contemporary or romance, and I didn't think that I was into that until I actually read The Kiss Quotient, which Sophie like forced me to read, and I was like obsessed with it. And so now I'm like, I need to buy like romance, contemporary, because I actually do like that genre. It's just like I don't like certain tropes. So this is a story about a young couple who falls in love, and then I think now that they are married, they're like having some like marital problems, and it follows those. So I am really interested to see where this goes. I also picked up this very overhyped book, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I don't have the best record with this author, and that is only because I read The Savage Song like years ago and I hated it, and so I was like, I'm just gonna swear off her writing because maybe it's not for me and like everyone else likes it but I don't, and that's fine. But the synopsis of this like really drew me in. So I believe that there is a gray London, and there is no magic, but there is also a red London, and that is where there is magic. And there is a Black London, but nobody really talks about it. And so I think maybe they are like stacked on top of each other, maybe is the deal. I'm not entirely sure. It just seemed like a fantasy that really caught my attention and everybody seems to love it. So I am going to give V.E. Schwab another chance. I also picked up Always and Forever, Laura Jean by Jenny Han. This is the, third book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I read the first 2 books and I think I gave them both 5 stars. I really, really liked them. They are just cute YA romances. And I really wanted to continue on with the series. I also watched the Netflix movie, which was like beyond amazing. I absolutely loved it, so I am super excited to finish this series. I also picked up First and Then by Emma Mills. I also really like this cover. I like all of her covers, honestly. The synopsises of Emma Mills books like don't really pull me in, but I know that Julie from Pages and Pens is like wild about them, so I really, really trust her opinion. Everything that she's recommended that I've read, I've actually really, really loved, so I am excited to get into this. The next book that I grabbed was Sourdough by Robin Sloan. I am like crazy about this cover because it's so weird. It's just like a piece of sourdough bread like floating in the air. I think that Natasha from My Reading Is Odd like gave this, I think, a good review. I remember seeing her reading it in a vlog. I don't remember if she like super liked it, but honestly the cover was like enough to intrigue me anyway because it's not every day that you see like a flying piece of bread, so I'm gonna give it a go. I also picked up another V.E. Schwab book, and that is Vicious. I believe this one is about 2 boys who like live in a college dorm together maybe, and they are best friends and somehow they like get some sort of supernatural abilities, and I think I heard that they actually become like arch nemesises or something. I really liked the synopsis of this as well, so like please God let it be better than this Savage song. I also picked up Made You Up by Francesca Zappia. I believe that this deals with schizophrenia. I'm not super sure. It says on the back here that she fights daily to decipher what is real and what is not, so that really piqued my interest. Like I said, I'm trying to read books that center around mental illness and all that, so this one looked promising. I also picked up The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. I'm not gonna lie, I literally cannot stand this cover even a little bit. There's just like something about like just having this quote and like not the actual title that like really grinds my gears. But again, this comes at a recommendation from Julie from Pages and Pens, and I always really flow with the things that she enjoys, so I was like, yes, I will take it. I believe this is about a boy and his father has like some big scandal, and so it's like following him and how he's dealing with it. I'm not super sure, but nonetheless, I am excited to read it. I also grabbed The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. I think this is about like a girl who is battling like Julius Caesar or something. Like she's his sworn enemy and she's like the daughter of a Celtic king, and like all of those things like are like screaming my name, so I was like, I really just wanted to give it a shot. I also picked up The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. I just really liked the cover of this, and it looked like there was some like court politics type of thing, but like in a fantasy world, which is really like some of my favorite shit in books like ever. I believe this follows a girl whose parents force her into an arranged marriage. In order to escape that, she goes to the Glittering Court, and I don't know anything else from that point on, but I am excited. I also picked up A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I have read the whole series prior to this, and I am literally trash for them. They are so good. They are my favorite. I need to order the box set of them actually, because I read them from the library and I don't own them, and I am dying to reread them because I feel like if I don't reread them I won't like get the full effect of this. But from like reviews that I've heard, this is just like literally smut and like not much else, which is totally fine with me. I'm on board for that. I also picked up Nemesis by Brendan Reaches. I think I said that wrong, but it says this book is about a girl who on her 8th birthday every 2 years a strange man finds her and murders her in cold blood, and then she always wakes up hours later in a clearing just outside of her hometown, and all of the memory of it is like erased. So that really intrigued me. I also grabbed The Hearts Be Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. It says this is about a girl who is in boarding school, but there's like demons everywhere and she's getting kicked out of boarding school. and these demons will exchange a wish for a human body part. So that sounds really interesting. I also picked up That Inhabitable Victorian Thing by E.K. Johnston. So it says this is about a crown princess who is the descendant of Queen Victoria, and that is all I need to know because I love historical fiction. The next book that I picked up was Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads is like constantly recommending this, and so I don't even know what it's about, but I continuously hear her talk about it, and so I was like, I trust you and I would like to read it as well. So I think this has to do with like female friendship and magic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what I'm gathering, and also this cover is just stunning. I also picked up Eliza and Her Monsters, and this is also by Francesca Zappia. I believe that this is about a girl who writes like fan fiction and nobody knows about it and it's kind of secret, but like one day it's like somebody actually like finds her out, and I'm not sure where it goes from there. But it looks pretty good and I'm ready for it. The next book that I picked up was Daughter of the Siren King by Trisha Levenseller. I recently read the first book in this series, which is Daughter of the Pirate King, and I like really loved it. It wasn't like mind-blowing, and I really just wanted like more women pirates, and that's kind of why I didn't like absolutely love it, like 5 stars blown out of the water, because I love pirate stories. But I'm really feeling like this will have more lady pirates than the last one, and so I am like real hyped to get this. I also picked up Dry by Neil and Jared Shusterman. I don't know if that is his son or what. I've actually never read a Neil Shusterman book that I'm aware of, but this sounds like a dystopian book about like a place where like there is literally like no water left. Like everything is dry, and so I'm assuming like some real bad shit happens. I don't know. A lot of people like Neil Shusterman's writing, and so I thought it would be like a good introduction for me. The next book that I picked up was Heart of Thorns by Brie Barton. I literally don't even know what this is about, except that only women can possess magic in this world, which sounds perfect to me because really only women deserve magic, and that's just my own feelings. So yeah, my copy came signed, so I was pretty hype about that. And the last book that I picked up was Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. I love the cover of this book. Just the green is really speaking to me, and as a Slytherin, like, I enjoy a good snake. But I believe that this is a fantasy book, and it is for fans of The Wrath and the Dawn and The Red Queen, which are like 2 of my favorite series of all time, so I was really excited to find this on Book Outlet. And I actually plan on getting to this hopefully next month. So that is my Book Outlet haul, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I spent way too much money, even though these books are like dirt cheap. I should not have ordered as many as I did, but I got like real excited. I will have one more haul coming at the end of this month for my March haul, and then I am holding myself accountable. I'm saying it here and I said it on Twitter. I am going on a book buying ban. This book buying ban started yesterday and I am super serious about it. I will not be buying any more books until at least May. I have no more space on these shelves. I can't do it. So if for some reason I need to have a book, I will not be buying it as a physical copy. I will allow myself to get an ebook, but that is it. Here's to hoping, and here's to a really solid book buying ban. So thank you to everybody who has made it this far in the video. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!